Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Sammy here with another video, and in today's video I am talking all about quarter one and my goals and just doing a quarterly refresh. We are officially in quarter number 2. So let's just go ahead and jump into this. I was debating whether I wanted to do this with everyone or if I wanted to do this off camera and then just talk about it. And I felt like the best thing for me to do right now was to do it by myself, really think about things, jot things down, and then go over it with everyone. And so, before we jump into the quarterly refresh over here, which you can already kind of see how things are looking, I want to talk about my monthly reflections for March. And so some of my biggest wins this month were communications with my husband. I feel like we communicated a lot better about things, and I was able to talk more about things instead of trying to avoid conflict, which I've done in the past. I'm still working on it, of course, but I feel like there was improvements there. My prepping for fourth term went well. I still have some things that I need to get done in April, but I'm like prepped through like almost all of April. And so that's a huge win because normally I'm like a week or two ahead and that's it. So that's awesome. My observation for my my yearly observation for teaching went well this month, and then for recreation I got to see Taylor Swift in concert, and so that was a huge win because it's Taylor Swift. Some things that I'm currently working on or currently working in my life, I feel like just my family and relationships, all of that is working really well with communicating and making sure we're having family time. Like March was a really good month for all of those things. Same with fun and recreation, did some fun things this month. And I felt personally also like things were going they were going well. Planning was going well. I was enjoying things for myself, and so that was all great. Some things that are currently not working in my life, for one, my health and my wellness. I've talked about this before. I'm struggling, and it's more physical health. I feel like mentally and emotionally I'm okay, just because I go to therapy and I'm becoming very knowledgeable, I guess, of myself mentally and emotionally, and can like kind of do those mental check-ins naturally now. Where physically, I just kind of feel like I'm in a rut there, and I'm just very stagnant. And so I need to improve my physical health. Spiritual growth, same thing, kind of stagnant. I talked a lot about this in therapy the other day, and I wouldn't want to say I'm going through like a religious or spiritual crisis or faith crisis, but there's a lot of things that are on my mind lately when it comes to my religion and just trying to find peace within myself with that. Just because I feel like I'm really struggling with the community part of my religion. Like, I just feel like I'm alone, and that all the stuff I'm doing is like for nothing, which there's just like a lot of negative feelings there. And so I'm just trying to come to peace with this for myself. And I know that's gonna be a long journey, but that's currently something that's not working. And then physical environment, just I'm not gonna say it's not working, but definitely can do better. My husband and I are slowly chipping away at decluttering our house. And I guess I was expecting a lot more to happen in quarter one than it did. But I feel like as things start to get a little bit warmer, things are going to look better with physical environment. Just some things that I learned this month. I learned that rejection sucks. I was trying to make the best out of my situation with work because work has not been the best. I'm struggling teaching junior high, honestly. I do not feel like that is the grade level that I would like to be at, or nor should I be at. I don't know. I don't want to say should, because I don't want to feel like I'm entitled or say that I'm entitled to a grade level. But it's not for me. Like, I love teaching my ninth graders, but they are technically high school. I am struggling a lot with my eighth grade group. And so I decided to put myself out there, and I applied for 3 different high school teaching positions. Felt really good about it in the interview, and afterwards was feeling very hopeful, and then got rejected every single time. And it was hard just because I felt very prepared during them, and then just rejection always sucks. And just knowing that I have to stay at this junior high next year also sucks in some ways. And so I'm just figuring that out. I'm hopeful that there might be some more openings up this summer that happen, but for right now I'm still at this junior high and figuring things out that way. So with that, I've learned that rejection sucks, but I need to figure out a new mindset. Obviously, there's a 99% chance that I'm going to be teaching 8th grade next year and at 9th grade. So I need to find a new mindset. The kids aren't going to change. I can't make them change. But I can change my mindset and how I go into work every day. And so that's something I want to work on this summer and the last couple months of school that we have, just to make work bearable. I also learned that rejection and failure does not change my worth. With all this rejection this month, I really questioned my abilities and just me as a teacher. I'm like, well, if these people don't want me, then I just suck at teaching, and maybe I shouldn't be a teacher at all. Like, I had all of these feelings go through my head, and it just sucked. It also sucked, I'm sorry, but I wish my district can find any way of giving the bad news that you don't get a job, but they would call either right before school started to tell me that I did not get the position, or during the school day. And it just sucked because I had answered this phone call because I saw it was from the school. So I hurried and answered it. I was super excited. And then it's just them saying, oh, hi, we were going a different direction. And then I have no time to process this. I'm just so emotional, and I don't know. It's been rough. My kids have definitely seen the emotional side to Mrs. Allen this last month, just because I'm human too, and when I get bad news, I'm going to be upset and I'm going to cry. And I never told them why I was upset. But at the same time, I am just going to be upset about it. So I wish that if you didn't get the job, they would just call you after school, because they know I'm a teacher as well. They know where I'm currently employed, and so I don't know. Anyway, getting off my soapbox about that. But what I've learned is I can move from this. It's a learning experience. Gotta change my mindset. And I'm still a good teacher, regardless of being turned down 3 times in 1 month. What improvements or adjustments do I need to make going into the next month? I feel like I need to find consistency in the things that aren't working, and make those a priority. So these things right there. What am I most grateful for right now? I'm just grateful for my family. They're bringing me a lot of joy recently. My husband, especially, super grateful for him with a hard month that I've had with work and just being able to talk to him about things. And my daughter, she brings me so much joy, and she's so cute. She has a new catchphrase where she'll come up to me and be like, good job, mama, and have her thumbs up. And it's great. Habits I want to nurture this next month. I wrote down water, so more water rather than soda, and then just physical environment, focusing on that spring cleaning. Things that are areas I want to focus on next month: health and physical environment, and I'm rating this month a 5. It was a good month. I mean, I got to see Miss Taylor Allison Swift, which was amazing. That was probably the best thing I did all month. But overall, it was an okay month. Like, there were some highlights for sure, but keeping it realistic here, it's been pretty rough. So I sat down after I filled this out and I did my quarterly compass for Q1. And what I do with this is I have the free printable of these questions that are in the front of the planner, the Makselife, and I just retook this test. And I retook it and I rated myself based on that. So here's my currently and my previous scores. And as you can see, I'm pretty consistent in most of them. Some of them dropped a little bit here and there, but I'm pretty consistent, which means not a lot has changed since the beginning of the year. So I'm trying to figure out how to make those changes. But personal got a 7, fun and recreation got a 5, work is still at a 6, family is still at a 6. Health and wellness actually dropped to a 4. Previously, it was a 5. Spiritual growth dropped. It was at a 6, and now it's at a 5. Financial actually went up a little bit, and I think I was kind of giving myself the benefit of the doubt on some of these just because I did really well with my no spend this last month, and then just with taxes and everything, but I gave myself a 7. Probably maybe more in that 6, 5 category because previously I was a 5, but I'm going to give myself the benefit of the doubt and say we're at a 7. And then physical environment was a 5 and it dropped to a 4. So things are dropping, and it's those things that I could say without looking at this weren't working over here in my monthly reflection. So overall, they did decrease by 1 point. What personal actions contribute to these results? And I said I really haven't done any work in my lower areas like health or spiritual growth. Like, I really have not focused on them. The ones I have focused on are actually the ones that have stayed the most consistent, and nothing's really changed there either. So obviously something needs to change. 3 words to describe how I generally feel over the last 90 days: tired, stressed, and anxious. A lot of that's just coming from work, really. Probably just work and just health, physical environment, just because my house is a mess, but I'm tired, too tired to clean it, so then I'm stressed and anxious, and it's just this vicious cycle that I'm living in right now. Where is my biggest opportunity of growth? What area of life will be my main focus over the next 90 days? So I grew the most financially. But I want to focus on my spirituality and health and physical environment for the next 90 days. So now we are in April. Okay, here's my lovely monthly spread. That is a sneak peek to a video that is to come. And so what I've done, and I did this just the other day, I sat down and I wanted to rewrite my quarterly goals. I have my annual goals in the front of my planner, and that's kind of what helped guide me write these out. But I want to have some focuses for the next 3 months and then break those down even smaller into my monthly goals. And so for personal, my quarterly goal is to make time for what matters. Overall, my annual goal is to build time in for myself. But I kind of wanted to spread that a little bit and be more specific of what that looks like. And so I want to make time for routine, creativity, and motivation. And so that's going to look like at my morning and evening routine: reading, painting, doing fun, creative things that fire me up. And then motivation is like reading, nonfiction, motivational books, listening to podcasts, music, things like that. For fun and recreation, I have plan out my spring bucket list. Work, I am going to learn how to become more enthusiastic about teaching. Okay, I want to have that shift in mindset. So I've looked at some professional development books that I'm probably going to be purchasing and reading over the summer. I might start one this month in April and see how that goes. For family, I wrote down build healthy boundaries. I feel like my husband and I have pretty healthy boundaries, and same with me and my daughter. But I'm talking more about like outside of our little family circle we have at home, like my family, my husband's family. My husband and I recently talked about how it feels like one side of the family gets a lot more time with our daughter and with us than the other side. And so just kind of spreading the love a little bit more. And then there are just some relationships that I need to learn to build more boundaries with and to just kind of ignore or let go. And not let those people's actions affect me and determine my worth, because I have a couple relationships, one on each side of my family, where I'm so caught up in what they're doing and what I'm not doing and what they think of me and how other people think of them versus me, that it's just killing me inside, honestly. And I know the best way for me to heal from that is to build healthy boundaries and to let go and not care, because I'm amazing and I need to actually know that and live that. And so that's family stuff. For physical or for health, it is actually more towards my physical health, but it's move my body more. I'm going to talk a little bit more about this when I do like my April goals, which is what we'll do in a second, but I want to move my body more. I want to go on walks. I want to exercise. I want to slowly get into a routine to where exercising and just movement is just part of my everyday life. For spiritual growth, just with where I'm at, I want to kind of take a step back from some things and just focus on personal stuff. So just making sure I'm praying, having that open mind with gratitude and whatnot, and then reading my scriptures for myself. So I'm probably not going to be following any curriculum or anything that my church has, but really just reading and studying and learning of God by myself, for myself. For financial, just focusing on our finances. My husband and I have some money goals, and so we just want to focus on making sure that we are not overspending in the next few months. And then lastly, this one's probably the one I'm most excited about. Physical environment. I need to create a moving prep list, because my husband and I have decided that it is time for us to move. So we have a goal to be out of our current house by the end of the year. We're hoping to get our house up on the market by July and then be moved out within like the next couple months, but we will see. We're not moving too far. We're still staying in the same state. We're just moving to a different area. And so I'm just super excited for that. We still have a lot we need to get done in our current house prep wise to get it on the market, and then just figuring out what we can afford, what all that's going to look like when we buy our new place. And so those are my Q2 goals. So I'm just going to set this to the side. And what I'm going to do is I am going to speed this process up, but I'm going to write down what I have written down to the side of me for my April goals, and then we'll talk about them in just a minute. guys. So I know this might look like a lot, but I feel like it's not. And so we'll see how this month goes, but I'm feeling really good about it. So starting off with personal, my focus, like I said, with my Q2 goals that I have is routine, creativity, motivation. So that's kind of what inspired this list. So I want to go back to my morning and night routine and establish something that's more meaningful that way. Just with waking up earlier, checking in with things, taking care of myself, maybe listening to a podcast or something while I'm getting ready. So that's kind of the idea behind that. I want to read 2 books this month, so that's why I wrote those out separately. And then watercolor once a week for fun and recreation. Like I said, is that spring bucket list. And so I broke this down by week. So week 1, we're going to decorate eggs and egg our neighbors. By that, we're just going to make some treats and then deliver them to some of our neighbors for Easter. And then week 2, we're going to go bowling. Week 3, plant flowers. And then week 4, feed the ducks. And I still have some more spring items that I'm going to move into my list for goals in May. And so these are just some of the things I thought would be fun to do in April. And then work and learning, my focus is just to push through 4th term. I only have April and May left. So that's the focus right now, is to push through. And what I really want to get done in April as far as work goes is prep second half of the term. Okay. With family and relationships, just build those boundaries that I talked about, but also build the relationships and mend to those that I already have. So I want to find a book, something with self-help, but with like family boundaries. So I need to find that. And then my typical things, go on dates with my husband, do a family date night and make sure we're having that family time. And then doing a mommy and me date with my daughter. With health and wellness, my focus is to move my body. I want to do weekly walks. Depending on the weather, we can walk around. There's a pond by our house, so kind of do that walk or go to the mall and just walk the perimeter of the mall a couple times. And then I want to do a workout twice a week. And I'm hoping with all this movement, I'll just find that motivation and whatnot. And then with spiritual, just prayer and scriptures. Okay. Financial, with focusing on my finances, just that monthly budget, unsubscribe to things as needed. We really want to be better about unsubscribing to things that we really don't use or need. And then doing some financing research on a few different things that we need. And then physical environment, just that moving prep. I want to sit down with my husband and make a moving prep list of all the things that we need to get done to our house, what we need to get ready for our new house when we find that, all of that stuff. I know for sure one of the things that we want to do is complete our front yard and re-landscape it, because as of right now there's no grass in our front just due to really dry weather the past few summers and not being allowed to water. And so we have received a lot of moisture this year, and so we're hoping that we can just get some landscaping done this month and then work on more of the stuff on the inside of the house as that comes. And so those are my April goals and just my overall Q1 check-in. And then I have my Q2 goals. I love how I've punched this out, so I'm actually just going to stick this here for now. And then I can just move this throughout the next couple months to kind of help remind myself what my goals are. And really focus on what matters, because honestly, I felt like one thing that I struggled with when I was making my goals the last few months has been what is the purpose? And so I really like this refresh and whatnot. But yeah, that is that for this video. Let me know down in the comments below what is one thing you are focusing on, either in quarter two. It could be a goal that you've rewritten or just something that you're excited about for quarter two, or something that you're excited about in April when it comes to your goals. Let me know down in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video and hit subscribe. If you are new here, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate all your love and support to my channel. And until next time, guys, I will see you all later. Bye.